Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It is that time again for my fertility hot seat. Fertility hot seat time. It is Monday, and every other Monday or so, I do a fertility hot seat. So here's how it works. If you guys remember, hi Caroline, how are you? Quick rundown. This is how it works. Oh, here comes the request. You guys already know how it works. You have to request to join me live. Karen, how are you, my love? You have to request to join me live. At random, I'm going to pick one of you, and then you're going to come on for a free 15-minute consult on your fertility case. And the consult is not based on medical advice. It is based on my clinical experience as an acupuncturist, herbalist, author of those books up there, and a woman who has helped, at this point, thousands of women take home their dream babies, and been working with women all over the world for almost a decade at this point, and have been in clinical practice for almost 2 decades at this point. So let's see. I see people are rolling on and requesting. And yeah, let's do it. I'm going to pick somebody at random. Meg, I'm going to pick you because I knew you were on. Pick you. So let's do it. Let me get my notes out. I always need to take notes for some reason. Let's see. Did she join? No? Let's see. I'm accepting you, Meg, but if you're on your computer, it's not going to work. You have to be on a phone. So let me just see. So I just accepted. It should just bring you on live. But like I said, you have to be on a phone, not a computer. So let's see. And I think you have to have recently. Ah, there you are. Yeah, you did it.
I'm like so embarrassed.
You did it. Hi. I was going to say you need an updated version of Instagram, but you made it work.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm in it. Oh, my friend on. That's so sweet. Yes, but I'm good. I got a puppy. My my fertility struggles. So there we are.
Okay. Tell me what's going on. Let's share with everyone.
So my husband and I have had 2 losses since, I would say, June. June. Our last one was in October.
Okay.
And this will be my third miscarriage, because I had a miscarriage with a previous partner. And we are currently, going to a fertility specialist, and have gotten all the blood work, all of the genetic testing, and of course everything came back positive, and nothing's wrong. But still, it's hard.
And they tested you for clotting factors like MTHFR, factor 5, PAI, all of it.
Everything was negative. I did have small positive ANA.
Okay.
But my specialist says that that's nothing to worry about. It's inflammation. So I just did your Ignite fertility course, and following your egg quality diet. My periods regulated in January and have been consistent every 27, 28 days since January.
And are you actually still trying right now?
No. This is so kind of run down. We've been kind of waiting. I've been going to acupuncture once a week, which has been so incredible for not only just me, but my mindset. And it was so weird. So I'm wondering, so I started the egg quality diet, and then I spotted like 7 days early for my period. So I'm wondering if like my hormones were regulating. And then I never got my period when I was supposed to in May 6th. Finally came May 20th. So that was like my first little like hiccup of, my not being normal. So yeah, it just came on the 20th, and the doctor's requesting us to get an HSG flush. Just to make sure everything's okay in my uterus.
Yeah, and that's just your tubes, HSG, but has anybody done like an endometrial biopsy? Because that's something I would recommend. No. I would do an endo biopsy. And then the ANA, I mean, do you have any symptoms? Like when you did the kinks questionnaire in the egg quality book, did you have a lot of symptoms?
Honestly, no, not
Okay.
really.
And how do you feel on the diet?
Good. I've kind of like given myself grace
Okay.
after the whole period issue just
Yeah.
because that kind of stressed me out. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been so regular, is this because I'm doing this stuff? I don't know. I've just
Yeah.
I'm
Did you lose weight on the diet? Because that could have been it. Did you lose weight when you started
no,
it?
no, not any weight, just pretty maintaining my weight, which is my goal.
Okay. And did you eat enough? Like you weren't skipping some of the meals
Totally
or no?
normal, yeah. Breakfast, like really trying to focus on eating. Think that prior was my issue. I never ate until like 2 o'clock. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so you're going to do the HSG. And then what was the plan with the fertility docs? Like an IUI or?
pretty much do the HSG flash and take letrozole in
Okay.
hopes that he thinks it's most likely an egg issue, which is just hard to hear.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Not an egg issue. That's bullshit. That's not an egg issue.
So the HSG and the letrozole helped me release a healthy egg.
And how far along were you in the miscarriages?
The first one was a chemical pregnancy, so super early, and then the second one I had a D&C at 10 weeks.
Okay. And did they do genetic testing on it?
They did not.
Yeah.
I wish
Do
they did.
you
And so both times, and my previous one was actually 10 years ago with an ex. I had a D&C at 12 weeks, and they were both blighted ovums. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. And it's interesting that they're both the same type of miscarriages.
yeah.
So
Okay. And so you're at a healthy BMI. Like, do you know what your BMI is or?
I don't know, but I
Okay.
would assume so. I mean, oh, excuse my dog.
Okay. And your periods, how are they? Are they what would you consider them? Normal, healthy flow?
Normal every 27, 28 days. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The hard part, I've never
How many
had
days do you bleed for?
3 or 4, shorter, on the shorter end of it, things.
And how heavy is it? Like how often are you changing something?
I would say moderate. It really depends. Some months it's, worse than others. Some months it's short. Some months, hi, I'm dealing with one dog and a puppy, so it's crazy.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. And any clots or cramping when you bleed?
Since my D&C, my periods have been fairly okay.
Okay.
Prior to getting pregnant, I would have pretty bad ovulation cramps. It's like sometimes it'd like put me out to where I'm just laying on the couch in pain. I have had cysts before when I was in my teens. I had, I think, like 5 cysts at one point.
So the one thing, when you get the HSG, note if it's painful or not. Because if I see painful ovulation and painful HSG, I do sometimes think about endometriosis.
Mm-hmm.
And endometriosis is an inflammatory disorder that can impact egg quality from the sense of like it impacts blood flow to the ovaries. It can if it's on the ovaries, but it's more that it's an inflammatory condition. So it's not a very hospitable environment. So that could cause a loss. So doing the egg quality diet, like it's kind of what it was made for, was endometriosis girls or, unexplained infertility, autoimmune, endo, PCOS, inflammatory conditions. So I think sticking to that. But then I would also really consider, there's a supplement called Wob enzyme, which maybe you've heard me talk about before. It's WOBNZYM. If you message me on the back end, I can message you back and tell you. That can help a lot with like inflammatory stuff. I would also make sure you're on at least 3,000 milligrams a day of fish oil.
Okay.
Not just like 1,000 like the regular prenatal or the DHAs give you.
Cod oil, is that what you mean?
Cod liver. And so are you taking liquid or capsules?
I am not taking that. So I literally
so add it in. And I would get the liquid form. I use the cinnamon flavor. I kind of like the flavor. Take like a full syringe and another half. So 1.5 syringes will give you a good dose.
Okay, great. Yeah, my acupuncturist has me on Fenco, Chase Tree, and a standard endocrine multi-pack from Standard Process. So I've been taking the prenatal and omegas. Okay. I haven't been taking fish oil, so I will definitely take that.
Yeah, so okay. I mean, that's fine. I would also consider the liver. You know how I talk about liver
beef liver,
pill? Yeah. Doing that.
I just ordered some from Heart and Soil.
Perfect. And then I would also, even if clotting factors didn't come back, like there's 2 things you can do. You know, did they actually do a complete panel? Meaning like there's 18 different ones they test for. So it's a lot of vials of blood.
I think like 13 or 14 vials of blood. He was like,
okay. So he did it. Okay, he did it. The other thing you could still consider is a baby aspirin in the luteal phase once you could be pregnant, whether you do try it home.
Yep.
You're on that. Okay. You're doing it already?
Yep. I just started.
Were you doing it in that last pregnancy?
No.
Okay. And then was your diet very different than the egg quality diet in the last pregnancy?
I lived pretty anti-inflammatory over the last, I would say, 7 years. You know, do soy, dairy, gluten, really on eating pretty clean. So it's honestly not a huge change. I think phase 2 is a little more of like the bigger change, I would say.
Yeah.
But I in the mindset of just, I know I'm doing this for my future child, so it makes me happy to do it. But then when my period messed up, I kind of
I don't blame you. It's a little hiccup. Yeah. And when you were going to acupuncture, did your acupuncturist say if your pulses felt like weak or stagnant? Did she say that when the period was delayed?
No, I mean, she literally just, every time I go there, she's working on it. And I got this last time, because I go every week. So the last 2 weeks that I was supposed to have my period, she really focused on, you know, the spots to make sure, help my period come. And then this third week, the next day, it was there.
Now it's powerful, isn't it? It's amazing. Okay. So I would stick with the diet, the Wobenzyme, the fish oil, the liver pills, the baby aspirin, you know, go and do the HSG. If it is painful, it's like, there's not much else you would do that you're not already doing for if it was endometriosis. But what I would say is like, have it on your radar of like, if there is another loss, that you should look into what's called the Pregmune testing. It's PREGMUNE, pregmune.com.
Okay.
And they're always like, it's autoimmune testing, basically. It goes way beyond what any other doctor does. It's reproductive immunology testing to see what are the other potential reasons for the losses. And it you know, can give you an idea of whether or not you have endometriosis too. So that's like the next step, like just to put it in the back of your head.
Definitely.
And then castor oil packs, I would also do like before you could be, like if you're not actively trying right now, you could do it all month long. But if you're trying, you only do it in the first half of the cycle.
Until after. So our HSG flushes on Friday.
Okay. So you could do them up until then. Yeah, that's fine. And then.
Okay.
And then you wouldn't do letrozole this month, right? You're just going to skip this month and then try letrozole next month?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for the doctor to call me back. I called him at like 8 o'clock this morning to let him know, okay, I started my period late on Friday. Like,
yeah. So yeah, because usually would start letrozole early in the cycle. So chances are you won't. I don't know that maybe they would do the HSG while you're stimming. Maybe. So maybe we'll see. But you could still do castor oil packs right now. And I just would. You know, I have a video on how to do those too. If you want, just again, message me in the back. And I'm trying to think what else with the positive ANA, like the fish oil should help that. And acetylcysteine is another great supplement that I don't know if you're taking or have heard of.
Get a pen.
But yeah, you could. I'm writing it all down. So if you want to just message me and be like, hey, and then I'll put it in there. I can't directly message you, but you can message me and then I'll reply.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I think of is like with the ANA, but you don't have any joint pain or anything like that. It might just be that you're so young, it's not kicking in, but you're seeing it from in a fertility perspective. So It's like, keep doing all the things you're doing.
What did you just say?
I said, I would just like, I don't know what part you lost. Yeah, keep doing all the things you're doing, because maybe you have a tendency. And has someone done a complete thyroid panel on you? Like they saw, no, you need that.
My mom she had multiple miscarriages before me, and she has thyroid stuff. So that's definitely something to look into.
Yeah, complete thyroid panel with thyroid antibodies. I'll write it down so I remember to tell you. If you come back with thyroid antibodies, then that's a clue in that you're like, okay, there's autoimmunity going on. And the diet, you're still doing the right things to support yourself. It's just then at that point, I say to consider gluten, dairy, and soy as an allergy.
Okay. Yeah, I've cut out soy now for 10 years, but every once in a while I'll have gluten and dairy. So
yeah, I get it.
Life's about balance, but I'll cut it out. I can do that.
Yeah, you can try, right? Okay, so do you have any last questions for me, or was I not?
What are your thoughts on the letrozole?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
I'm sure your reserve, I would guess that your reserve is probably fine.
It's below average, a little below average.
Okay.
My mom went through menopause at 44.
Okay.
She was done, so he thinks maybe that's just genetic.
Well, I have opinions about that too. It's not really genetic. It's one way to say that. It's like,
for sure,
the way they say it, you make it think it's set in stone that no matter what you do, you would go through menopause at 44. But that it's all actionable genetics. So it's like what I talk about a lot with epigenetics of like, you could, my mom went through menopause at like 43. I'm older than that and still regularly menstruating, ovulating. Do you know what I mean? But like I live my life
completely different.
Yeah, like not that she wasn't healthy, but what we thought was healthy back then is really different than what we know now too, which is kind of funny. But and her amount of stress and all those things. And so, it's like you might have the predisposition towards those things, but you can do a lot to affect them. So, I mean, either way, you're still 9 years or 10 years younger than that anyway. So
I think I'm good. I just need to keep my mindset. Like I said, your course really helped my mindset because it was in the gutter for a little bit. So
good.
Well, this is great. I feel a lot clearer. I'll message you as far as
message me and I'll reply with the things that I want you to incorporate. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Aimee.
Okay, you're welcome. Sure. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bye-bye. Hi guys. Sorry, the connection was like in and out. I'm eating cucumbers. So interesting case. I mean, it makes me think a little bit like, okay, what else could possibly be going on, right? Let's get a complete thyroid panel. I mean, come on, we need a complete thyroid panel, not on her. Like her doctor should be looking at that. This is now her third miscarriage. She's very young. Why has no one looked at her thyroid? The ANA being slightly positive to me is still like my antlers go up, because it's like, okay, there's something. I mean, why that really shouldn't be positive. So why is it positive? She doesn't have a lot of symptoms, but as you guys hear me say, it's the older we get, the more easily the pipes get clogged. So at 33, she might still be able to be getting away with things, like even though her lifestyle sounds very healthy. So it's like maybe she's just living in a way that's supporting it. And if she was living like the standard American diet, she might be full blown in rheumatoid arthritis at this point in time, right? So it's just really interesting to look at all of that. And then, of course, I didn't see her labs, but I trust if a doctor pulled that many vials of blood, I trust that they did a pretty elaborate clotting factor panel, which is great. And so I think the changes she's making, we add in a couple more tweaks. If God forbid another loss happens, then I would really encourage that she look at reproductive immunology and going the route of Pregmune. If you guys want to check out the testing, it's pregmune.com, PREGMUNE.com. And also, whenever I see really painful ovulation, not like, oh, I feel cramping, I can feel my ovulation, or I get a little bloated with ovulation, not that. Like painful doubled over ovulation, I think, okay, ovarian cysts, possibly endometriosis. And then if I couple that and they say, and then I had an HSG and it was really painful, 9 out of 10 times in my clinical experience, again, it has been determined that it's endometriosis. So again, my flags go up, right? My little antlers go up of like, okay, what else can we look for here? But hopefully she's on the path. and the things that she shifted are making the big difference. We'll add in the Wobenzyme, we'll add in the fish oil, we'll do the liver pills, the castor oil pack, the L.Ac. Right? Okay, guys. I'm gonna go. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk with you later.